Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher, alongside Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and Dee Woodson. And guys, we're just gonna dive right in. Smackdown live from the WWE Performance Center, and we started it off with the promo segment as this was the official you could say the official presentation, the official proclamation of AJ Styles officially becoming the Intercontinental Champion after winning the title last week in what was undoubtedly an incredible match against Daniel Bryan. AJ cut a promo, of course, asked Daniel Bryan to come out, which he did. A nice little exchange between the two of them. And then Matt Riddle, bro, comes out, cuts a promo on his own, and you know what? It definitely was the moment. Matt Riddle makes his debut on SmackDown Live, makes his debut on the WWE main roster. I know a lot of people are saying, unfortunately, his debut was overshadowed because of a lot of the news that's been going on lately. Especially, it's exploded, guys. This news broke about 24. I want to say about 24, 48 hours, where a number of professional wrestlers, not just WWE, but independent wrestlers, wrestlers that are currently in AEW, current wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and current wrestlers in WWE, NXT, whatever, has been basically being implicated, well, not implicated, but accused of sexual and harassment, and some as far as done misconduct. Now, many stars, as we know right now, um, there is a list that's out there on the internet. Um, some have come out and denied. Some have actually been released. In Jack Gallagher has been released, and Jimmy Havoc of AEW has left the company. Now, as far as Jimmy Havoc goes, he is actually going to rehab right now, and AEW has decided that um they'll go back to about his fate at a later date. Gentleman Jack Gallagher has been let go by WWE. They have said straight up he's gone. One other person's name that has been floated around on the internet that might have been implicated was now I think this is why they're not referring him as cruiserweight champion anymore, and now makes a lot of sense, and that is James Devlin of NXT UK, who was
James
at the
Courtney Devlin.
time, or who was the WWE or NXT Cruiserweight Champion of the World. As you now know, El Hijo de Fantasma, Santos Escobar, they have proclaimed him now as the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, meaning if Devlin is indeed implicated, Devlin was stripped of the title, and that's why now you hear more in the way of Escobar as the cruiserweight champion of the world. Devlin looks like he's been stripped of the belt because of the instances, and now you have, of course, rumors about Matt Riddle being implicated. However, initially they said that Riddle was off the show, that he was not going to be back, that he wasn't going to make his debut tonight. However, um, we've later found out that the accuser had made up the story, literally lied, and that the text messages that supposedly was that would have implicated Matt Riddle was doctored. Basically, it was fakes. So Riddle's name got drugged through the mud for no reason. However, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And I know that, there's a lot of lawsuits, there's a lot of things that are going on, and a lot of wrestlers that are really in trouble right now. We're gonna get away from that because we're gonna focus on SmackDown Live and SmackDown alone, but there is a huge elephant in the room. And I don't want to gloss over that either. Because this is very, very serious charges. And the people that are implicated or the people that are being accused are huge names. I mean, Riddle, Gallagher, Devlin, and within the last few hours, and I'm going to say this, AEW superstar, and as a matter of fact, number one contender for the AEW World Heavyweight title. That's right. The man that was at the time the TNA, or I should say Impact Wrestling heavyweight champion of the world. Oh God, I'm
Brian Cage.
Anthony, help me. You know the name I'm talking about.
Brian Cage.
It's Brian Cage, Fletch.
It can't be Brian Cage, is it?
Tony?
Brian Cage.
Brian Cage. His name was implicated. B. Priestley was implicated. Will Ospreay was implicated. Now that's a huge name. Will Ospreay is the is the British heavyweight champion in WrestlePro Revolution. And he is one of the biggest standouts in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Derek has not talked about it yet because like I said, there's a big name on that. But with Matt Riddle and with all the allegations, he did show up. He fought AJ Styles and goes on to beat Styles in 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Oh my goodness. What a moment. What a victory. And like Anthony said, it was a championship committee moment. For me, this is a great way to start SmackDown off. The promo was amazing. The promo was excellent by AJ being such a you-know-what. And then for Matt Riddle to come out, even despite all of the stuff that happened to him, this was a great way to introduce him to the WWE Universe. The universe will love it. This was a great honor, a great prestige, and a great victory to say the very least. Nothing more to say. Anthony Floyo, 3 to 3.5 stars for the start, and there's really nothing more to do.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, you're absolutely right. A very interesting debut for Matt Riddle following the controversy that has arisen on Twitter in the last 48 hours, which obviously is all for naught now. Thank the Lord for that. Now, I did have thoughts on this, before this came out. My initial thoughts were I'm not sure I would have thrust Matt Riddle into such a prominent role so quickly, given the existing accusation. But with that being said, Styles and Bryan were effective in their roles. Styles was made to seem like a hypocrite for denying Drew Gulak his shot. We'll have more on that in a minute. Despite Bryan bringing up a valid criticism. Bryan seemed like a good sport, willing to give Styles his due, despite him being an obnoxious heel. I was having flashbacks to DiBiase and Virgil from the 1991 Royal Rumble when AJ was saying, "Now put that belt around my waist." And Bullock could have chimed in saying, "What are you going to need it for the rest of your life?" And then MF could have done, "How humiliating." But unlike Virgil, Brian actually complied. He didn't hit him in the face with the belt like Virgil did to DiBiase in '91, one of the great moments in history. Look it up on the network. But anyways, sometimes simple segments like that can just work when both guys play the roles they're expected to play and play them well. Brian, in particular, is a master of that. So great segment. As far as the match is concerned, 100% agree with MF. 3 to 3.5 stars. One of the fights of the night. Very good match. Statement win for Matt Riddle, who seems to be right in the thick of things out of the gate. And, with the accusations regarding Riddle's past now coming to light, it's hard to feel fully invested or even comfortable with this level of endorsement with so much uncertainty. But even though, set that aside, I'll say that Friday Night SmackDown, is in desperate need of fresh talent, unhindered by WWE's booking, and Matt Riddle certainly fits that bill. And you would think he would be the next in line to get the title shot. No. They announced that next week on Friday Night SmackDown, Drew Gulak will get his championship committee moment. Because remember, Drew Gulak beat AJ Styles 2 weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown. And we said it. If AJ went on to win the title, which he did, it would be a championship committee moment for Gulak. Well, guess what? We got our championship committee moment. Drew Gulak gets his opportunity next week. I think Styles will get by him. And I think Matt Riddle will get his title shot, but I think it's going to be on a bigger stage. Try 1 month from now, July 19th, the one night a year where WWE goes extreme. Extreme Rules. Nothing more to say. Great segment. 3 to 3.5 stars for the match. Michael Bullock, fresh off another one of our legendary SmackDown chats, and I'll tell you what, man, I mean, boy, we had a lot of fun during this, didn't we?
Oh, we certainly had a lot of fun. So, the promo, I thought was, I mean, with what AJ Styles did, it did remind me a little bit of the $1 Million Man and Virgil when Ted DiBiase said, "Put that belt around my waist," and Daniel Bryan, he did, even though AJ Styles was acting like an obnoxious you-know-what. So, then Matt Riddle comes out and they announced the match, and at first, guys, I mean, Greg Hamilton was about that this was for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
And then
tell MF and Didi what you did during the chat. Let me tell you, Bullock went full on Saxton during this.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, if Greg Hamilton was the one announcing that it was for the Intercontinental Championship, and then AJ Styles, he had a problem with it. I mean, why don't you tell the people who, when it comes to AJ Styles, when it comes to being the champion?
Well, when you become a champion in WWE, now MF, you know this better than anybody. I mean, it's one of the quote unquote unwritten laws of professional wrestling. When you are a champion, don't you have a little something called champion's prerogative?
There is champion's prerogative, yes, no doubt about it.
And
yeah,
and AJ Styles denied Matt Riddle an opportunity.
Yeah,
and that's where Bullock went off. And Bullock, and you should have heard Bullock during our SmackDown chat. He was like, "Come on!"
If he already announced it, I'm like, "Come on!" I mean, the match was good no matter what. But could you imagine how good this would have been if the title was on the line?
Are you kidding me? I mean, think about that. Riddle won the match. That means he literally could have been the Intercontinental Champion on the first night. That's insane. The last time we've had somebody do that was 2 women. Paige and Gail Kim did it on their first nights when they walked out with the belts, respectively.
And think about it, Fletch. I mean, this show, it was nice, but if this had happened I think the ratings would have been better than what we said on our Facebook Messenger on our group Facebook Messenger thing.
Mm.
But AJ Styles the Debbie Downer and had to say no title match. But it was still a good match, no doubt about it. 3.5 stars, I agree. But imagine if the rating would have been high if the title was on the line, especially when with all that Shakespearean drama. Yeah, so he'll get his Intercontinental Championship opportunity. I think it's going to go down in Extreme Rules. That's how I see it. So really got nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, come on in, give us your thoughts on everything.
Yeah, I thought the segment went really well. Considering what we were getting, which was the title being presented, and almost like a slap in the face to not only Daniel Bryan but also Drew Gulak, and then having Matt Riddle actually come out to debut. That was kind of cool. I liked his new little slogan that he's got. Because I'm not a big Matt Riddle fan, but I liked what he said tonight, where he AJ is the face that made the place, and now Matt is the bro that's going to run the show. So yeah, I like that. That was kind of cool. I thought that was neat how he threw that in there. Um, the match itself, yeah, it was 3.5 stars. It was solid. It was good. Don't really have too much negative to say here. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and with that said, we just move right along. The next up we had was Chad Gable. Well, then there was a promo segment. It was kind of a sit down interview Renee Young had with Jeff Hardy. Then after that, we had was Mojo Rawley going 1-on-1 with Chad Gable. Chad Gable wins the match in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So we're not going to talk about that match. We're just going to leave that one alone. Then we go on to Miz TV. Miz TV with Mandy Rose. Then Sonya Deville came out. Well, The Miz introduced Sonya Deville. And boy, did it go down. Anthony Florio, let's just say Miz put the gasoline, lit the match, and this shit went into a wildfire.
Oh man, um, like our dear friend Tony Reale would always say on Around the Horn. So that happened,
Mm.
and that's exact. And yes, I throw that around with Bullock on our chats too. But yep, and of course I started it with you, MF, when we used to have ours back in the day. But anyways, yes, that did happen, and I'll say it like this: while Miz and Morrison continued their cringe comedy routine, the focus was Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and rightfully so. Both hit hard in this back and forth segment. The promise by Sonya to maim Rose adds a new layer to a rivalry that was not going anywhere to this point. It would be interesting if the heel actually succeeded. If Mandy is forced to wear a mask or bandages for a while, it would help her stand out as more than an attractive woman for a while. But my only nitpick is I'm not sure why it needed to be a Miz TV segment, short of getting Miz and Morrison on TV. They sure moved on quickly from their loss to Braun Strowman Sunday night. But it's great that winning the Universal title meant so much to them. Mandy felt a little rigid and overly scripted, while Sonya continues to develop as a heel character. She is a little over the top at times, and her promos are, far from flawless, but she's really finding herself. And it was interesting for Rose to raise the point that Deville is entirely alone, though, given her affiliation with Dolph Ziggler, which seems to have just dissipated in recent weeks. I really like that pairing, and I was hoping they would carry on with it, but I guess maybe they're moving on from that. But other than that,
I actually got a reason why that happened, but Anthony, hold on, but I'll say why in a minute.
oh, okay, all right. I guess there is a reason. All right, but anyways, but other than that, great segment though. I mean, between this and the opening segment, I mean, both of them were segment of the night worthy. There's no question about that. And NMF, like I said on this show about a month or so ago, I'll say it again here. Is it just me, or are they making Mandy and Sonya the next Trish and Victoria?
Yes, it's
It's
getting
got
there
that
now.
feeling.
It's got the feel now. Definitely.
And you remember all the fun we used to have with that rivalry back in our day.
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, I mean, great Victoria and Trish moments on Raw, and of course that hardcore match at Survivor Series in the Garden. But you never know, we could get it. It's on its way. I'm telling you. So maybe, who knows? Maybe a possible Extreme Rules match. Maybe a possible, stipulation match. Maybe something to think about. So that's all I can say on that. But other than that, though, fantastic segment. So co-segment of the night. I mean, it's between that and that opening segment with AJ, Bryan, and Riddle, and all that. So co-segment of the night. There's no question about it. So Michael Bullock, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this. Victoria Trish 2.0. Here we come.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going down the road of Trish and Victoria, like we saw uh, back in the early 2000s. And yeah, I mean, you, I mean, come on, I mean, guys, this isn't the first time the Miz has thrown gasoline on the fire when it comes to a Miz TV segment or anything. I mean, we first thought it was just going to be with Mandy Rose, then he threw a little monkey wrench into the whole thing and basically said, you know what? I have another guess. It's Sonya Deville, and then boy howdy, these two did not hold back. They traded a lot of verbiage, and yeah, and then it was a good old fashioned fight that we got with these two. So I got the feeling that this isn't over between the two. Even though they've already had two matches, I think there's going to be another one. I think it's going to be an Extreme Rules, and maybe it could be the same thing. Maybe we could get an Extreme Rules match between the two, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I really have nothing to say. It's yours.
Yeah, this is definitely leading up to something really big between these two. I'm kind of with you guys. I don't know why they did this on Miz TV, other than to just have them fuel this fire even more. I think I know what Fletch is going to announce here in a few minutes on Dolph Ziggler and why that was dropped. But yeah, I mean it's a good segment. I would agree with the co-segment of the night. I thought they did very well. Definitely has that feel that of the Trish and Lita. It's going to be a good rivalry that could go on and off for years, just like Trish and Lita's did. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I would love to see these two tear it up one more time at Extreme Rules. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, and this was really good. This was really good. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was a pleasant surprise more than anything else. The storyline was driven so good, and Mandy and Sonya has made this relevant. There's always been about can they really do it together? Can they really turn it up? And now from where this really started with Mandy Rose and with Otis, and really everything that started this way back when at the beginning of the year to basically the Valentine's date leading to WrestleMania, and now here we are. This storyline between the two has really taken a life of its own. And as a matter of fact, it goes even further back. This goes back to, I believe, like November is when it started. This storyline, October, November. This is when the storyline really started, and now here we are, and we're still fascinated by this story between Sonya and Mandy, and we haven't lost our, like, it's not at the point of go away. It's like it cooled off a little bit, but now this thing is like a raging inferno. We can't stop this thing. This thing is wicked hot now. So Anthony is absolutely right. This has gone into the rivalry of literally Sonya. It's literally gone into the rivalry of Trish and Victoria. You said it. We don't know what's gonna happen. All we know is that a lot of things is happening, and what is going to be the layout of the whole thing. So, I guess we'll find out. So, the big story, Anthony, and you were wondering why Dolph Ziggler's character got that storyline got rooted off. Well, remember that wrestler to be named later that led to the AJ Styles to SmackDown Live? Well,
You mean Ross and Dolph Ziggler?
Monday Night Raw did not get one. They got two superstars in this trade.
Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler is one. The other
And Mustafa Ali.
is Mustafa Ali. Yes. That trade is... Yes. The trade...
The Ali trade.
Ziggler is a part of the trade as well. So it's a 2-for-1. So, to make it official, it will be Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali going to Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown got AJ Styles in the trade as well. So, there it is. That made it official. And so, that's it. We're going to move right along. Next up we had was, okay, we were kind of interrupted as we were setting up for the next matchup. Bayley and Sasha Banks decide to show up because today is Bayley's 250th day as SmackDown Women's Champion. Not bad of a feat for Bayley. And they sat on to watch the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day, and they went up against two members of the Lucha House Party, Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik. Winners of the bout in 9 minutes and 40 seconds was The New Day, but the celebration was short-lived because Nakamura and Cesaro literally jumped The New Day immediately right after the match was over and destroyed them. And then Cesaro went off at the commentary table, and boy did he let Michael Cole and Corey Graves have it. Ooh. Michael Bullock, it's all yours. Cesaro, man, tell us how you really feel, like you would like to say.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, when Florio and I saw this, we damn, Cesaro, tell us how you really feel. Woo! My goodness gracious! I mean, I've seen Cesaro angry before, but I've never seen him go off the way he did tonight. I mean, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, I mean, they had looks on their faces of like what did we do to piss you off? I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I would like to. I wish I could ask Cesaro that very question, but after the way he did, I think this is where I'd be like, "Nah, not tonight. I'm backing off of this. If anybody else wants to do it, fine, but leave me the hell out of this one." So, yeah, as far as the match goes, we give it 3 stars. I mean, going into this match, I mean, I really wasn't expecting much out of this, especially because of the Lucha House Party and their campy comedy nonsense. But the New Day, I thought, made them look good here. I mean, it was entertaining, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, and you're all less confused when Bailey and Sasha Banks came out to do commentary during this match because it's like, wait a minute, this is not a women's match. This is a tag team match with the men. So, but I think this all had to stem back from that a moment of bliss segment last week with when they had the New Day on, and obviously Bailey and Sasha had a little gripe with the New Day. So who knows where they're going with that? So to me, I'm going to give this a 3 star match. So there's really nothing more to say. Dean Woodson, this match turned out much better than what I think we all expected. I thought it was going to be a fight.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Um, I'll agree with the rating. This was really good. And yeah, it was kind of surprising to see them, lash out at the commentary team. But of course, we've had Sheamus has done it also, who used to be Cesaro's partner. So, it's not entirely new. It's just, these guys just wanting to get attention, I guess. I mean, it'd be like my granddaughters sitting here fighting over a toy with each other because they want the attention away from their little brother. So yeah, I mean it's nothing new. I mean this is just child's play. So yeah, not else anything else I'm gonna add. It's your Sledge.
Yeah, no, this was really good. I really, really, really enjoyed this. I really liked what how it played out up to this point. Um, this was I'm gonna say it. I was more shocked on how this played out more than anything else. But it is what it is. It was really nicely done. I'll openly admit that this was really nicely done. I loved how the body of work has gone up to this point, and yeah, they really did a good job with this. Um, they convinced me. They really convinced me up to this point. So there's really nothing more to add. 3.5 stars. Give it up for Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, man. They really stepped it up tonight. Uh, and the New Day looked great as usual. Lucha House Party, look, a lot of the times they're more comedy haha type hijinks like Brizongo, but tonight they brought it. And this was a different Lucha House Party. I was very, very, very impressed with their body of work. So, nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
I asked the question on our messenger chat, and I'm going to ask it again here. Lucha House Party, where did that effort come from? Wow. I mean, Bullock and everybody else, all of you guys, you're absolutely right, but Bullock especially, since we had our chat tonight. I mean, we, I said it to him. I said, wow, going into this, I thought New Day would have like squashed him in like 4 minutes or something like that. No, this ended up being a pleasant surprise in the sleeper fight of the night for sure. I mean, that is the best I have seen those two guys, Dorado and Mitali. That's the best I've seen those guys since the friggin' Cruiserweight Classic 4 years ago, for goodness sakes. I mean, man, that was awesome. Well done, guys. Even in a losing effort, they looked good. And we almost had another championship committee moment. We nearly had two in the same night. But It's an underused matchup. I mean, they put on a show together. The athleticism, especially as Dorado and Metalik worked off of Kofi, was phenomenal. When WWE officials choose to start pushing Dorado and Metalik, the Luchadors will shine. But for now, the focus is on Nakamura and Cesaro. While the two have had previous shots at New Day, perhaps they have a better shot now, focusing on their own attitude rather than Mr. Lame Duck Man, Sami Zayn talking for them. But but no, man, unbelievable. I mean, I didn't think this was going to be anything really special, but man, this surprised the hell out of me. So well done. That is all I can say on that. So 3 to 3.5 stars, absolutely. You can make an argument for co-fight of the night as well. I mean, two great matches. You really can't put one over the other. Two great segments. You can't really put one over the other. So let's just reward all of it. So that's all I can say on that, MF. So be proud, MF. Be proud of the Lucha House Party. I mean, they surprised the hell out of all of us tonight. Well done, guys.
Then after that, we had a little bit of a backstage segment, which had all of the other women in the SmackDown locker room. They're just standing in the ring at the Performance Center. It was Tamina, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Lacey Evans, and Dana Brooke. And a lot of them were just saying, you know what? We're sick and tired of being, you know, we're just sick and tired of being father or whatever, being doormats. And they're like, you know what? We got to get our opportunity and the whole 9 yards. And, so they want to, they want to get the spotlight, get an opportunity, which, fair enough. I mean, some of them are blatantly underutilized on WWE. Dana is one of them, that Dana Brooke and Naomi, and you could even say Tamina, for the most part, are unbelievably underutilized. Alexa Bliss, Lacey Evans, they got enough opportunities. They show up a lot of times on TV. But the one question that Alexa was wondering was, where's Nikki Cross? Where's my buddy Nikki? Where's she at? I don't see her anywhere. Well, here's why Nikki wasn't there in a minute. Then it was a promo segment by Sheamus, talking with the beautiful Kayla Braxton. And Kayla, talked about the whole night, talk about what Jeff Hardy's interview early in the night. So that sets up for something next week. We're not getting into that. So everybody was wondering where Nikki was. Nikki decided, the hell with this. I'm going after the women's tag team champions on my own. She jumps Bayley and Sasha Banks. She starts going waylay, going nuts. Yeah, Nikki wanted to play. Alexa comes out to try to pull Nikki off. Nikki's like, the hell with this. Come on, Sasha. Come on, Banksy. Get in the ring. Play with me right now. Bayley's thinking, you know what? You want to mess with me? You want to mess with my friend Sasha? All right, you're on. Sasha will fight you right now in the ring. Sasha's looking at Bayley like, what the F? You're throwing me in the ring again? Against this crazy kook? Are you nuts? Well, it happened. Unfortunately, I got no time. I don't know why. But the winners of the bout was Sasha Banks, thanks to the Meteora and the hooking of the legs. So, congratulations, Sasha Banks. Dee Dee, what's in this? Yours.
The microphone, because I was like, you know what?
Yeah, this match I thought was a little short. I mean, they just kind of threw it in at the last minute. I do like the fact that Nikki went out there and shut them up. I mean, she said enough's enough. We got to do something. So she took it on herself to do it. Good going.
It's on the timer wrapping.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're still talking.
So yeah, good going for her to go out there, do what she needs to do, shut them up, and and like you said, of course, we have to have Bayley throw her friend under the bus. Well, I think this is going to happen one too many times, and we're going to have Sasha actually come out and backhand Bailey or something. We're going to have this blow up very, very soon because you can tell that she's not real happy about her friend keep throwing her under the bus. And how many times have we said that Sasha's the one who has saved the tag match when these two have been in a match for those titles?
Yep.
So it's going to come down, and it's going to come down soon because you could tell that Bailey does not really care about her friend. She's just using her to, be this two belt person just because of the fact that Becky did it once.
Yep.
Becky has two belts, now Bailey's two belts. Well, Becky's two belts, I would say, was a little more relevant because she had the two main titles. Bailey only has a tag title and a main title. I don't think that's quite as relevant as what Becky did, but that's my opinion. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this probably about 3.5 to 4 stars. The match was good, but in my opinion, I still think it was short. So not much more I'm gonna add. It's yours.
I think that was a little bit of an overscore, Dee Dee. I'm sorry. I
I
cannot go
agree.
that. I cannot
No.
go that high. I can give you 3. I can say that definitely. I can give you about 2.5 to 3. But that was a major league overscore. That was a little way too high out there. But
That's
but
fine.
you're entitled to your opinion. You are definitely entitled to your opinion. So, but I'll say this: it was a decent fight. It was a good match. You know what? I gotta give credit where credit's due. Um, Sasha won the match and won it clean. So we can't say, oh, Bailey got involved. No, Bailey did not get involved in this fight. Sasha did it on her own. So we can't. So to talk about shenanigans or anything else, that's out of the window tonight. That got pushed to the side like considerable. Like with the way that Sasha won this fight here today, she won it on her own. No Bailey, no problem. That's the key. And think about it. All the matches that they've been winning, either Sasha has to do the dirty work to win it, or whenever she's been thrown into a situation, Sasha's won it on her own. Did not need Bailey's help on any of the matches up to this point. So, that could tell you that who the real leader of this team is. Who's the true face of the Boss and Huck connection. It's going to get to a point where Bailey's going to bite more off than she could chew. And when that happens, it's going to be boss time. Legit. I'm going to say about 2.5 stars. Anthony, it's yours.
I agree with you, MF. Definitely a little bit of an overscore with all due respect, Edie, but I do agree with MF's rating. 2.5 to 3. You know what? What do we always like to say when we get short matches, but they end up being good? Fun little sprint, and that's exactly what this was. This was a fun little sprint with these two, and it's for one reason. It's because of the fact that Nikki and Sasha work well together. I mean, there's no question about it. Spirited effort from Nikki Cross, but also a little noticeably sloppy. A few spots did not land as impressively as commentary made it seem. It likely did not help that Banks is working so many shows nowadays. She and Bailey are dominating TV time on every brand at the moment. If losing the tag titles continues to pull out this much fire from Cross, she might be on the precipice of a great run. Banks is likely to dethrone Bailey, but Cross could be the best option to challenge the SmackDown Women's Champion in the short term. There's no question about that. And what we were able to see was solid enough. Like I said, Nikki and Sasha worked well together. The booking was a bit odd here, having Cross issue a spirited challenge only to be beat by Sasha fairly decisively. Basic storytelling would dictate that this is the end for Bliss and Cross challenging Banks and Bayley for the women's tag team titles. But these types of feuds tend to simply meander with no real direction or end in sight. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So for Sasha and Bayley, it's on to Monday Night Raw against the Iconics, and we'll take it from there. So 2.5 to 3, very fun sprint, no doubt about it. So Michael Bullock, love him or hate him, the golden role models, they just keep on winning and winning and winning.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said there, and eventually, like you said, it's going to lead to the potential breakup of Sasha and Bayley. We just don't know when, but 2.5. I agree with the rating on it. So yeah, there's really nothing more to add to it. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right, and now we go into the final part of SmackDown Live. It was the Firefly Funhouse, and it starts off with Bray Wyatt, the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and he talked about some few things. Then Ramblin' Rabbit had to bring up about what happened to Firefly Funhouse Bray as he gets crushed by Braun Strowman at the pay-per-view. Then Bray's like, okay, that's fine, it's all good. But then Braun comes out, and Braun's like, all right, Bray, done with the fun and games. You lost. I'm done with you. And Bray's like, yeah, no. He's like, we might be done, but this is far from over. The story between you and I may be over, but there's something else. He wasn't lying about reminiscing the dead. And our story just got started. And it goes back to the days of the Wyatt family. And then we saw a sight that I don't think none of us thought we would ever see again. Bray Wyatt, Wyatt family leader, follow the buzzards. Braun, run. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my word. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. We're going to get to see it all. The Sister Abigail, the sheep mask, the legendary Wyatt family compound, the mind games that Bray could play. What on earth is gonna happen now? We thought it was done. We thought, they're gonna unleash the Fiend on them, and that was gonna be it. Oh no. WWE had one more trick up their sleeves, and this one is got me very, very, very excited. In the immortal words of me, WWE, shut up and take my money, because you boys absolutely just did it for me tonight. What a way to close SmackDown Live. Well done, my compadres. Anthony Florio, this man representing the blue brand. I'm a very happy camper tonight.
The password, folks, here is Extreme Rules. I think we just found your main event, your SmackDown main event for Extreme Rules. Braun Strowman versus the original Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. I think Braun Strowman will get by him, And then I think that's when we'll finally get the Fiend back. And then I think we'll get that Strowman Fiend dream match that we've been waiting for SummerSlam. I think that's the plan. And I think once that happens, then I think the Fiend gets the title back, and then we go from there. And who knows who will beat him after that? But for right, the expected end of this segment was the arrival of the Fiend. There's no doubt about it. I certainly expected it. Bullock expected it. Maybe MF and Didi did. I don't know. But Bullock and I did.
I was expecting the Fiend.
Yep, and probably Didi was too. But instead of bringing out his most dangerous form, though, Wyatt decided to go back to his roots. It is fascinating that WWE is letting the Eater of Worlds return, establishing three separate personalities for Wyatt. You're the three faces of Foley. Well, now we got the three faces of Wyatt. Follow the Buzzards, Bray Wyatt, Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, and the Fiend. You could say the you know what? I'll do an analogy here. I think Follow the Buzzards, Bray Wyatt. I think that's like Mankind.
Mm.
Firefly Funhouse, Bray. That's Dude Love. And the Fiend is like Cactus Jack. That's all there is to say on that. Strowman's face went blank when the old Wyatt returned. It showed a level of power that the former Universal and WWE champion has over Strowman even at this time. This story should get more interesting with time if done correctly like it was tonight. And, I mean, it seems as though it's going to be a three-match series. I mean, Firefly Funhouse, Bray already lost to Strowman back at Money in the Bank last month. Now, cult leader Bray Wyatt, Follow the Buzzards. He's going to lose to Braun at Extreme Rules, likely. The logical conclusion is that the Fiend will be the last to face the champion, and I think that will be in the SummerSlam. And that's really all there is to say on that. So I'm right there with you, MF. So great way to close the show. Another fantastic segment, closing out what was an amazing and outstanding Friday Night Smackdown, unlike that dumpster fire disaster we saw on Monday night. So there's really nothing more to say on that. So Michael Bullock, come on in. You heard of the three faces of Foley? Now we got the three faces of Wyatt. How about it?
Yeah, we got the three faces of Wyatt, and yeah, Braun Strowman thought he was done with Bray. Nah, he ain't done with you, and he's bringing out the Bray Wyatt that we've known, and that was when he first came into WWE. So, yes, that I can't wait to see how that goes down. Yeah, so you got that Bray Wyatt, you got the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and of course the Fiend Bray Wyatt. So, yeah, this story definitely gets eerier and eerier. So, yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So, Didi Woodson is yours.
Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. A lot of people thought it was going to be the Fiend coming out, and now we've got old school Wyatt. So yeah, I mean it's going to be a very interesting chain of events when this comes down. This is not over. No, not by a long shot. This could go probably all summer long is what I'm thinking between these two, because they have a lot of story to go with on this between Braun and Bray, and so we'll just kind of see what happens as they go along here, seeing how this is going to eventually work out. But yeah, we went from let me in to run again. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting little turn of events. So not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, all right. And now we're going to move on to the final thoughts for the evening. Anthony Florio, I'm going to lead it off with you. Give me your final thoughts on SmackDown Live.
Well, I just said it a minute ago. I'll say it again here. Far and away better than that abomination that was on Monday night, this past Monday night with Raw. I mean, so bad that we had to cancel the show because it would have been full of cutouts and rants, and we're not going to subject you. If I had to put a rating on this show, I've had some time to think about it, and if I was to give it a rating, I would have given it an 8 because we had two quality matches, and I've had a little more time to think about it. I think Styles and Riddle, by a smidge, was the fight of the night over the New Day and the Lucha House Party. Although we were all beyond pleasantly surprised with how good that match ended up being. We thought it was going to be a showcase for the New Day, but oh no, Lucha House Party brought their A game tonight. Well done, gentlemen. So those were the two quality matches. You had a fun little sprint with Saki, and then all the other had one bad match on this show, which was Chad Gable and Mojo Rawley, which Michael Cole put over as an upset. I'm like, an upset? Really? I don't get it. But anyways, it's definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. If I was to give a rating for this, be proud of Meth. I mean, I'm a fan of the serious presentation of Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, the straightforward character work of AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, the fun being had by Sasha and Bayley with their characters, that great sit-down interview with Jeff Hardy, an epic debut by Matt Riddle, who's definitely, I think he's going to ultimately be the one who will dethrone AJ Styles as the Intercontinental Champion. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it could be at Extreme Rules. It's very likely. So we'll have to wait and see there. But the crowd was mic'd a bit better than they had been in weeks past. They sounded really good. So there's nothing really more to say. I mean, SmackDown hit it out of the park tonight. MF, congratulations. You won. You far and away won the week. You literally wiped the floor, mopped the floor with Monday Night Raw this past week. But let me tell you, folks, enjoy it this week, pal, because come Monday night, we're bringing the heavy artillery. Major heavy artillery.
Oh, yeah.
Championship Monday. 4 championship matches. I feel good about 3 of them. The other one, not so much. One in particular, I feel real damn good about, especially after what they did a couple weeks ago. And oh, by the way, this show is, considering the epic nature of this show, we will have a ridiculously Raw on Monday night. No excuses. So that's all I can say on that. So be present, be ready. So that's all I can say to that. So like I said, MF, enjoy it this week because come Monday night, we're coming to play. No more abomination. We will come back and play. So nothing more to say. Great show. SmackDown killed it. If I were to give a rating, it would have been an 8. No doubt about it. So
Okay.
nothing more to say. Michael Bullock. SmackDown, in my opinion, SmackDown won the week. NXT, you guys did good, but Raw, horrible. So get ready, boys. That's all there is to say. So Bullock, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I mean this Monday Night Raw. I mean this SmackDown was definitely better than that abomination of Monday Night Raw that we saw Monday night. I mean, yeah, SmackDown definitely brought it tonight. I mean, with the Matt Riddle and AJ Styles match. I mean, that segment with Strowman and Wyatt. I mean, yeah, there's no doubt about it. SmackDown, I mean, definitely won the week here. So there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, this was definitely a good show. I mean, I can't say a whole lot about Raw because I did miss part of it due to some situations that was going on here at home. But definitely from what I saw of Raw, this was definitely a better show for the week on the behalf of the two. Yeah, we had 2 really great segments. We had some really good matches. And I'm excited to see what's going to be building off of this because we did have a little bit of storyline progression that happened with it as well. So not much more I'm going to add. I definitely agree. It should be an 8 out of 10 for the show. So, not anything else I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch, and good night, guys.
All right, and I'm gonna go very briefly into something that I was gonna say I was gonna get into, which was the New Japan Cup. As many of you guys know, New Japan Cup started this week. Basically, they're back. New Japan Pro Wrestling is back, and they are better than ever. What happened was, like everything else, everything got shut down because of COVID-19, and the tournament was supposed to have been done about a month ago. However, with everything that went down, the tournament was put on hold because this tournament was supposed to be going down back in March. But the tournament got shut down, and now they're going to do the tournament um, from June 16th. The final match will be on July 11th, and the winner of this tournament will get to fight Tetsuya Naito for both the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental titles at a later date. So here we go. First round matchups we had was Makabe going one-on-one against Yarni Tishari. Makabe won the match. He will advance at 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Then you had Ashihi one-on-one with El Desperado, and Ashihi won the match and advances 20 minutes and 17 seconds. And then we had Toriano versus Jano, and Toriano, yes, the prankster of Chaos, wins the match. He moves on. He's gonna move on to the next round, where he had to wait for the winner of Makabe versus Takahashi. Yujiro Takahashi won the match. He moved on in 18 minutes and 45 seconds. Then we had was Taiji Ishimori, the Bone Soldier, going up against Gabriel Kidd. Taiji Ishimori moves on, wins the match in 8 minutes and 53 seconds via submission. Then he had Yormada versus Cameroon. Yashabari Kamasun moves on, winning the match in 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Then we had an upset in the first round. Yuji Nagata went up against Minoru Suzuki, and Yuji Nagata knocks off Suzuki. The leader of Suzuki-gun goes down in round 1. 20 minutes, 35 seconds, one of the top fights of the tournament up to this point. And then we had Okada versus Gato. Okada wins the match in 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So, what we got is Makabe and Ashihi, Yano versus Takashi, Yuji Nagata, and Okada. Ooh, that might be the fight of the tournament in the second round. That's got the makings of a 5-star right there. And then you got Kamararu versus Taiji Tamori. That could be an interesting fight. The bottom half of the bracket will be decided next week, and these are the matches that you're gonna see in next week's tournament for the New Japan Cup. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi and Takashi. Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Get ready. That's gonna be 5 stars written. The Tokyo Pin? Yujiro Takahashi. Well, actually, Yujiro Takahashi and Takashi is going at it. Then we got Takeyoshi and Sanada. Shingo Takada. Shingo versus Sho. Hujiro Tensen and Yoshihashi. Bushi versus Yo. also from Roppongi 3K. Then we got Kahana and Evil, and this one is gonna be a man fight. Gato versus Yuguro Takashi. That is gonna be a man fight if there ever was one. And the fight, I'm just calling it right now. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi. Dude, that's gonna be that is gonna be high flying. That's gonna be Anthony Florio special. That's the Florio special. That's the technical matchup of the tournament, Anthony.
Flair Steamboat type.
I don't know about Flair Steamboat, but this could be like AJ. Well, okay, I'll say it like this. This could be like AJ and Daniel Bryan from SmackDown.
I'm aware of that. I remember you said Kota Ibushi against Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yes. Yeah.
You remember 4 years ago when I covered the Cruiserweight Classic. I had rave reviews about both of these guys, especially Kota Ibushi, who I still feel to this day should have won the thing. But, it is what it is. But still, Ibushi and Sabre, oh my goodness, with those styles.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 5 MF. It's going to be a Dave Meltzer 6.
That will happen next week. And just like this week, once we get all the results are in, we will go through the bottom half of the bracket. I might want to do that on Wednesday Night Mayhem because after that, the next round doesn't jump off until literally, I might hold off on Wednesday Night Mayhem. I might do this as a Wednesday Night Mayhem special. So we'll see because Monday because here it is. Monday and Tuesday is the remainder of the first round. Then the second round begins on the 24th. So that's a lot to recap. But I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to get it done and do it with justice. So we'll see. And then the second half of the second round will be on July 1st. Then quarterfinals on the 2nd, semifinals on the 3rd, and on July 11th at Dominion, that is when we will crown the New Japan Cup winner for 2020, and the winner gets the opportunity to fight Naito for both belts later in July. So, guys, it's getting real now. The tournament just started, and New Japan is back, and they're roaring like the lion that they are. So that's it. We're done. On Monday night is Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. You guys already know what the rundown is. Monday Night Raw, we're going to talk about, as always, it's Raw, and then we got 205 Live. We got Impact, as always, at 11 p.m. Eastern. And yes, you heard it. We will have a show this Monday night. So, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, for Dee Woodson, I'm good old MF Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching. And until next week, so long, everybody.
Goodbye.